of appropriate technology in transformation of society. Technology is decentralized. That means decentralized. That means the unit is not in one part of the country or the world, and then the technology has to be transferred to. It is like the technology is at your home. So in your village, it's in the village or in the society. So that is what it means decentralized. It's near to you. So when anything is decentralized, it becomes much easier to handle. So today, many of our basic needs are handled by huge companies. These systems are managed centrally by large private corporations or the government. For example, our electricity typically comes from the utility companies that operate across many states. Many of the fruits and vegetables we consume come from large scale agricultural corporations in California. Chodo also have हाँ दीक्षा बोलो नहीं अरे था ना क्लास नीचे अब ना ये तुम लोग ना खाओ hello sorry okay so we were doing this one many so similarly many of the fruits and vegetables we consume come from large scale agricultural corporation with appropriate technology the person who produces a service or a product comes the consumer. That is the person who uses it. So actually nowadays, it's a what happened due to lockdown. Many of the villagers, actually the villagers were not suffering. It is the city people who are more suffering. They because they have their own land, they are producing their own crops, so they at least they won't die starving. So this is also like a pro. That is, in other words, like in you can make your own kitchen garden. And sorry. This has several advantages. For one, consumer producers are more likely to care more are more likely to care about their work. As a result, service and goods कहाँ गए? Service and goods are more reliable, of higher quality. Secondly, centralized system we must invest. What is this? Remits invest a lot of money to purchase large complex machinery and to employ thousands of workers. This happens in a often these systems are disrupted due to breakdowns in technology, problems getting needed supplies or labor strikes. So this is happens when it is centralized, big factories and all that. When this happens, a great many people are affected. Breakdowns such as power also occur in communities that use small scale appropriate technology. But these local breakdowns are not nearly so difficult and time consuming to track down and repair all those that cover a broad geographic area. Technology tends to be more reliable and the effects of breakdowns do not disrupt so many lives. Now, technologically sophisticated, though simple in design. So, this is what it is. It is important to realize that use of appropriate technology does not mean turning the clock back to the 18th or the 19th century. Although the technology involves simple and repair design. It is based on sophisticated 20th century technologies. One example is the invention of the photovoltaic or the solar cells that convert solar energy, a renewable energy source, into electricity for homes and businesses. Now, it is environmentally friendly. Usually, when it is small scale and localized, it becomes decentralized, localized, not like centralized. It is localized in the locality. It is easy to handle. The environment, waste, and everything management is much easier. Appropriate technology emphasizes the use of renewable and resources like the energy from the water. These energy sources are available almost everywhere and need only the right technology to capture them. Unlike burning coal and oil, these local energy sources do not contribute to air and water pollution as they do not need to be transported over long distances. Energy, water, and waste disposal are also handled locally ecological systems. These are systems that conserve resources by recycling organic nutrients back into the soil and reusing manufactured goods in innovative ways. Appropriate technology makes it possible to satisfy our basic human needs while minimizing our impact on the environment. I should be giving some examples also. Now, now, social problems. Many people are coming to realize that neither our economy nor our population can continue to grow forever. Of natural resources necessary ourselves in addition to our ability to deal with the social and environmental problems that result from continuous growth. There seems to be a growing dissatisfaction with the complexity lifestyle of the 20th century society. Many people would prefer to return to a simpler way of life. Appropriate technology is attractive because it makes households and industries more self sufficient, and most things can be managed at a local level. We may have to do more hand labor instead of depending on automation to satisfy our basic needs. However, there are many advantages to simplify our lives. More of our own food and producing and buying goods in our own communities. Time and money on transportation, produce less waste, and consume fewer environmental resources. Now, artificial intelligence is probably the most important and groundbreaking trend in technology today. Now, the advent of smart homes, smart cities, and Internet of Things AI will be integrated more and more into our everyday lives. Now, what are the disadvantages? Appropriate technology encompasses such a wide field that it is hard to describe the exact point of weakness. One disadvantage of appropriate technology is that sometimes a solution simply does not work as planned. Solutions tried have failed because some factor was not considered or the design as planned. Since it is a relatively new field of study, there is still much work that needs to be done on the most effective way to apply the resources available in the area of need. What might be very practical and cheap in one area of the world would be ridiculously expensive or not work at all in another region. Although there is the problem of different cultures within various countries. One solution used for a village in Africa was found to be culturally repulsive to another village in the same country. Therefore, appropriate technology takes tremendous study of the region's climate, resources, location, and people. There are also many cases that long term effects are unknown. There are also the problems of sustainable solution creating other problems. For example, micro hydroelectric plant might be built in a remote village to provide the village with power. Each hut would have its own battery that could be charged by the micro hydro and taken home to provide power. Batteries, however, don't last for an extremely long time and are filled with toxic materials. What will happen with the batteries when they go bad? How will they dispose of? How will they be disposed of properly? Issues that designers have to deal with. Appropriate technology applications are built for small scale use that work well in small remote villages. But appropriate technology logical solutions pose more problems for large scale applications. Some sustainable resources are very expensive and not practical for extensive use. Therefore, the cost becomes much greater methods, making it economically feasible. This is especially true for countries that are already technologically advanced. Next, your technology and society, and the appropriate technology in the globalized world. This is something different. It's about and go through this. Uh, that is this chapter. Should technology that is it is that it has been done by IEEE, I think. Yes, IEEE. So it can be of use to you. So you can go through this. Okay. Actually, I am finding it a little difficult to find examples. So this is Captain Jacques Vedoy, RN, a National Guardsman with the Arizona Medical Detachment, applies fluoride treatment to children during a medical clinic conduct for the residents of Maria Mesoso Espino in support of Beyond the Horizon 2014 Guatemala. Okay. Beyond the Horizon is a U.S. Army South led exercise that provides a range of support to the region, including medical, dental, engineering, and humanitarian civic assistance. Okay. Technological innovation over the past century has revolutionized our society's ability to solve problems. A byproduct of this movement is the advent of appropriate technology, an approach to address challenges in the developing world through creative and people produce development. Appropriate technology recognizes that social, environmental, cultural, political, and economic concerns are just as important as technical requirements in the design of innovative products and services. For example, the husk power system converts rice husk into electric in rural areas of India's poorest state. The success of husk power is as much in their technological solution as their consideration of socio-cultural realities of their revenue model. Then treadle pumps, like those produced by Kickstart, help farmers increase their cultivable land, extend their growing seasons, improve their crop qualities, and thus their income. The driving force behind these technologies is the desire to employ human centered approaches to empower communities in addressing their own economic, socio cultural, political, and environmental needs. These technologies can improve and livelihoods of individuals living in the resource constrained environments in many ways. Improved access to food, water, and healthcare in long lasting shelter and employment opportunities. Can go through this. Okay. Oh, so next class we'll continue on this. Let's start with the 10 minutes. We are batch one. Just a second. Today is 7th. Second and fourth, 2 दिन मैंने नहीं लिया क्लास. Oh, Now, do you remember your attendance on 4th and 2nd? Hello? Can you
Yes,
hear
ma'am.
me? कमेंट्स में वो इस चार्ट में ये गूगल चैट में वो ये सॉरी गूगल मीट के चैट में तो फिर वो डिलीट नहीं हो गया
क्लासरूम की चैट में।
क्लासरूम के चैट में है ओके
यस मैम।
ठीक है फिर तो हम कर लेंगे सो टुडे रोल नंबर यूसी 1507 यूसीओ
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
1518 then 1528
प्रेजेंट मैम।
2032
प्रेजेंट
37
Present, ma'am.
38
Present, ma'am.
41